Hey guys, today we're taking a look at the Orbitalworks Pathfinder, and this is something that really caught my interest. It's a pretty cool mouse, as you'll see in a minute here. We got all our specs on the back. This is a 3950. It can do 8K polling. It claims 51 to 55 grams, and you'll find out why that's such a big gap in just a moment. And we got Omron opticals on the M1 and M2. So taking a look at this thing right here, we can see right off the bat, there's something missing here, right? And we're gonna circle back to that in a minute. I just wanna show you what else we get in the box here. We get dot skates and big skates. Let me just check, cause I'm making a habit of going into these blind. I got a big boy job now, so that's what I gotta do. PTFE dots and PTFE big boys. Take a look at those right there. PTFEs. Next, adhesive removal wipes. This is actually pretty cool. We don't usually see people or companies caring about if you want to change out your skates. Wow, even more skates. And those also feel like PTFE, unless I'm wrong, and some of them are glass, but some more PTFE skates, so more dots. I don't know why. We got plenty of them right here. So kind of nice though. You can put them on your other mice, right? It's also worth mentioning that this mouse right here is almost $200. It's $189, not including shipping. But look, a little hint of all the things we can do to it. So a little guide here if you want control versus speed. I'm a bigger fan of big PTFE skates. More skate, more better. Alcohol pad and removal wipes for taking off the skates, which is very nice to see. No one ever does that. Here we get our 8K dongle. Take a look at that right there. Got everything that you need to know on it. I like that a lot of companies are doing their own kind of unique shapes here. I miss the 2.4 gigahertz receivers. I bring my mice to work. I like moving them around a lot. I let friends borrow them. So having the cable and the actual tumor of a dongle can sometimes be annoying, but at least everybody's putting their own spin on it. And last but not least, let's take a look in here. I'm sure we're gonna get a USB cable. Oh, well, you look at that, I'm right. So we get a angled USB-C to USB Type A right here. It's got the tumor on it, so that's for EFI blocking. I don't know if you guys know that. We get the Orbital logo right there. Pretty cool. It's one of the cheaper braided, you know, where it's just sleeved. It's not an actual braided cable. So probably from the people that mass produce these cables, I probably have a whole ton of them. You do get a 2-year warranty with this, which is always nice to see. And here we got the mouse. You can see we got a big old cutout here. And that cutout is so we can make some changes on the sides as well. You can kind of see where everything slates together. So this is pretty innovative. You can see the battery in the back there. What do we get as far as a battery? Let's double check this. It's a 300 milliamp hour battery, which is always good to see. But the piece de resistance is that we get this, and this is what has all the different pieces that we can fit into this. So you can see everything that's included here. This also gets a 2-year warranty. It's in black, but you also can mix and match. I do like their vibe of the moon. I think that's pretty cool. Let's move this over here. This is kind of like a box of chocolates, right? It tells you everything that you're gonna get. So we got a low hump, a medium hump, a high hump, a right hand hump, some hump spacers, latch, claw, pinch, average, side spacer. You guys get the gist. You can probably read these faster than I can say them. And here we get some instructions. So this is just an assembly guide for how everything goes together. This one's pretty cool. Oh, there's a little guide here for your hand. I mean, take that with a grain of salt. All these are like, oh, you should use this if your hand looks like this. But the thing is, your hand could look like that, but you could prefer something else. So I wouldn't take that too serious. But let's see here. What can we make? Going back to our guide. Let's go with a medium hump right off the rip. We'll take one of those. Grab this guy for pinch. Or no, that's average. And then we'll grab pinch on this side. I don't know what the spacers do yet. We'll come across that though. Side spacer. We should just be able to slot all these together, right? So you just go ahead and just like that. It slides. Oh, and it ratchets to where you want it to go. That's pretty cool. How do you take it out though if you don't want it? You just pull it? You just pull it. okay. But it does like kind of ratchet. So if you want it, oh wow, if you like want it all the way back there, like look at that. That's so unique. If you want it all the way back there, you can totally have it back there. It's pretty stable. The overall feel of this, by the way, is it's like a complete matted finish. You can see like there's no fingerprints really getting on it. My hands aren't that oily though. I wash them before I do these. Once it's like in there, it's really in there. This definitely, the medium right here is definitely like kind of filling my whole palm. And you know what? It's worth mentioning and or doing with these accessories on. So 54 grams, kind of middle of the road for lightweight stuff. Lighter than the super light, but not as light as something like by Final Mouse. It's also in the same price range as Final Mouse. Actually, it's cheap, but it's more expensive. Final Mouse, their Sakura came out today, and that was 175 with shipping. This is 189 USD, and it does come in black or white. Without the accessories, someone's in the comments, "You're removing those wrong, you stupid idiot. Well, I'm never gonna watch again." I don't care. Okay, so these add about 10 grams. Yeah, if you were that paranoid about it, you could probably figure out some ways to make these lighter. Let's see what else we got here. Is this ergo? It says right hand tump. Let's give this a shot. Is that ergo? No, just says right hand tump. That is pretty comfortable. That's definitely like a palm grip though. Let's try the low hump. I'm very curious. I'm very curious about the low hump here. That's pretty interesting. Let's see if I get a couple of these, if you can actually see. There is a bit of a difference there. That's the, if I'm lining up where it mounts, that's the angles right there. So this one definitely extends back a little bit more. I do like this one. Let's try something weird, huh? Look at this, huh? Let's try that. Let's stick one of these bad boys in here. The thing, okay, so here's the thing. If you are using this, right, wouldn't you just like set it up one way and then just like be done with it, right? Because I feel like most people, once they find like what they want and what they use, then they're done. This is really comfortable. Then they're done. It's really cool, don't get me wrong. It's super duper cool. Like I feel like they would be better off having like you can spec it out on checkout or something like that. I guess if something breaks, you can replace it easily enough. Let's go ahead and take off a little PTFE protectors here. Always so hard to get these guys off. So apparently the mouse gates here, these are not PTFE, these are UPE, which is ultra high molecular polyurethane, which I haven't seen before. So I'm actually curious to try these out over the stock skates. Can you just put these like and use them in combination? That'd be pretty dank. Well, you know what? Okay, let's put them on. That's why you guys pay me the big bucks, right? Perfectly good dot skates. Chucking these. I did a good job of placing that one. Here we go. Now, I don't think you're supposed to put all of these on. You just let one or the other, but I'm gonna put all of them on because I can, and you're not here to stop me. So, deal with it. Oh, those glide. These are by X-Ray Pad, by the way. Those are much more, I like that a lot more. Oh yeah, check that out, guys. I'm hitting them. I do like the little finger, these little finger holders on the end. Pretty nice. So right off the bat, kind of telling you, this is how we do sound tests now. It sounds pretty decent. So they do have an orange core for this, which is pretty cool, that you can mount everything to and you get like kind of a translucent look. I'm not sure, I would say it's worth almost $200. If they could tune up that price point a little bit, that would be really nice. Maybe get it down to 150. 200, you're just asking so much for a mouse, you know, but it's got all the new bells and whistles on it, which is definitely nice. But you know, a Final Mouse is cheaper and that's saying something. Overall, pretty cool Orbitalworks. I'm really excited to see what you can do with this, or if you have any more aftermarket stuff coming, because it's gonna be really cool if they could get it similar to other shapes, right? That would be really cool if you could get it to a shape of a different brand and you just, you know, spend $10, $15 for the parts to make it feel that way. They all have the same components anyway. That's why there's literally like no point in testing any of that. They all have the same third-party components. Nothing's proprietary. It all comes from Taiwan. So in China, it's all Pixar, it's all Omron, it's all TTC, it's all of the same stuff. So pretty cool. If you want a modular mouse, check it out, but it will cost you a pretty penny. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you learned something, and until next time, GG.